It's a get-right game, right, Ryan Clark? If you're who you think you are, come out and show it from the very beginning. Opening drive, Brady, Cameron Brate. Brady, Chris Godwin, and in 4 minutes, not quite, Brady goes 5 for 5, and the Buccaneers have a 7-0 lead. Tom Brady had started the game 10 for 10, most consecutive completions to start a game since he got to town. It's a 7-3 game. Brady, oh, show him your wheels. Show him your wheels. He slides in there, all fired up, hooting and hollering. They get a field goal. It's 10-3. Brady to Mike Evans. It bounces straight off of his chest up into the air. Adoree Jackson gets the pick and just bounces off Evans' shoulder pad. And the Giants, by the way, those Giant jerseys, Steve.
Clean.
Very, very clean. Teams mess around, play around too much. Wow, what do we got? Andrew Thomas. The tackle is always open. And he didn't just get open. He makes a grab on this. Got to high point that football.
All these old linemen taking touchdowns away from tight ends.
Then they had a choreographed celebration. Well done. Game tied at 10. You got to cash that turnover in the red zone, and the Giants do. Now Brady with all day to throw. And there's Gronk back out on the field. With that pass, Brady sets an NFL record with his 19th season with over 3,000 yards passing. I don't know how many this year have gone to Gronk, but through the years, it's been plenty. A Ronald Jones sighting. It's been mostly Fournette getting the heavy work in that Buccaneer backfield, but he takes in a score, and the Buccaneers lead by a touchdown. To the third, Giants, 4th and 1, and this play, what?
Got to account for 45.
Well, what happened was...
Yep. We got a little love for Stuart Scott at the end of our show, by the way, and what had happened was no good there. Here come the Buccaneers. Brady to Evans, who squeezes that one. That was on 3rd and 11. Brady, play action. There's Godwin again. Tampa Bay on the move. 3rd and goal from the 5. This is where I believe Eli choked on his dinner because they weren't doubling Mike Evans. 72nd career touchdown, breaks a tie with Mike Allstott for the most in Buccaneers history. What? Jones here, and
what are we doing?
He's throwing it to Steve McClendon. Buccaneer defense celebrating. Jones looking for Darius Slayton. It's tipped by Devin White. Mike Edwards gets the pick. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in a get-right game, get right. And they get the victory by a score of 30-10. Brady, clean pocket most of the night. Daniel Jones most certainly did not. He was pressured on nearly half of his dropbacks through both of his picks when he was under duress. Also that 4th down incompletion that we saw. Brady pressured on just 17% of his dropbacks and has been the least pressured quarterback in the NFL all season long. Bruce Arians looked like he ate a bug after the last 2 games. He was much happier after this one in Tampa.
As Dorothy would say, there's no place like home. Totally different, obviously, when you have our crowd and everything, and it's been a long time playing like that, and with that total team effort was, I thought, outstanding. Obviously, it wasn't perfect. We left a lot out there, and we gave them one, but I really liked the way we showed up and played, and now we just got to figure out in a short week how to do this on the road again.
Bruce, you had the one ball that went off Mike, and it's 10-10, and you got 3rd and 3, and then Gronkowski has that big 36. What's it like to get a guy like that back and make?
Oh, it's huge, Rick, and you know, he had all day on that play to find. He was like the 4th read, you know, and Gronk just kept running, and that's a big target to miss running across the field. So he's easy to see, and yeah, it was great to have him back. Really great, run and pass.
What are the odds
You'd
of
only lost 2 in a row. You'd only lost 2 in a row, but it had been 29 days since your last win. How nice is it to get back in the win column?
Oh, Thanksgiving turkey's going to taste a hell of a lot better. I don't drink wine, or I would. That would taste pretty good, too.
I bet you will. Right. Ryan Clark, kind enough to join us every Monday night. We enjoy the conversation. And Coach just alluded to it. Yeah. Getting Rob Gronkowski back, 6 for 71, first game since week 8. You felt like he was the key tonight. Why?
Listen, I think he's huge. I think along with Antonio Brown, Tom Brady seems most comfortable throwing to Rob Gronkowski. And you'll see tonight, he had some big plays that Tom Brady was looking for Rob Gronkowski right away. The first thing he's going to find the middle of the field safety. He knows right now that this guy is going to close the middle of the field so he can work with Rob Gronkowski low. They're going to get a very simple route. It's just a high-low. We're going to get a guy under here, Chris Godwin. Rob Gronkowski is going to do a great job of going underneath the end to get inside leverage on this defender right here who's going to be man-to-man on Rob Gronkowski. Now here we're going to start the play. This is what I want to show you. Watch initially as the play starts, he gets right inside. What that does is give him an opportunity to get inside of the defender. Look right here. You got him inside the defender. Now you have a hole player. This hole player is going to jump on Chris Godwin. When he jumps on Chris Godwin, this gives Tom Brady an opportunity to have all of this space here. Rob Gronkowski separates from the defender. He makes a good play, huge play, close to the first down. They get it on the next snap. Now, this is going to look very beautiful, right? You're going to get all kind of cute stuff to the front side. You're going to get Chris Godwin out here to the flat. You're going to get 18 out to the sideline. Then you're going to get Mike Evans up the seam. He don't want none of those people. He wants to throw the ball backside to Rob Gronkowski. Now, the first thing Tom Brady's going to do, though, he's going to eye this robber. He sees this robber coming down. He's going to have to get off of Rob Gronkowski, who on this play has a dig. So let's watch it. You're going to go through the play. He gets off of Rob Gronkowski. He goes front side. He doesn't have anything. Here's the thing that they have. It's the synergy. Rob knows right now that he has to make a play. Let's look where Tom is looking. He's not looking anywhere else on the field. He's trying to figure out where Rob Gronkowski is going to go. Rob knows one thing, right? He knows two things. I got to beat this dude. I got to beat this dude. And I got to beat him in a place that gives Tom Brady an opportunity to throw the football. So what's he going to do? He's going to uncover over here to the open space. Watch Tom Brady with the great throw. Puts it right on the money. Look at right here. This is what I love. He takes the hit. This is a guy coming back off of a rib injury,
right.
Catches the football, takes the hit, gets back up. You have confidence now that you're healthy. You have confidence now that you have your guy. And Bruce Arians said something to me that's very important. It was great to have him back in both the pass and the run game.
No doubt.
He's one of the best blocking and receiving tight ends we've ever seen in this game. He's huge to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Not just capable, very, very willing.
Yes.
And not everybody is.
No, willing is the big part.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what Coach Tomlin talks about, being willing. Now, you see the playoff picture in the NFC behind us. I think there's some really interesting teams on the back end, particularly Minnesota got a big win against Green Bay this week, and there are the Buccaneers. They got the win in the get-right game. But, man, does Week 12 have some compelling matchups. And the Indianapolis Colts are a truck right now. Taylor's running better than anybody in the NFL, and the Buccaneers have to go there. So if this is a get-right game, what's the game against
It's a prove-it game, right? It's a prove that you're right. You expect to beat the New York Giants, a 3-6 team, a team with a quarterback who we've pretty much decided cannot play football. And to have a guy like Tom Brady who's been through this, you said yourself, he hasn't lost 3 in a row since Brian Greasy beat him, and he works for us now. He's been working for us for a long day of time. So now you look at what Tom Brady was able to do tonight. Also the defense. If they don't give up the turnover inside the red zone, the New York Giants probably only scored 3 points.
Right.
You got to go see Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, who absolutely demolished the Buffalo Bills this week. I mean, beat them single-handedly. Put himself, to me, at the top of the MVP race. And also a defense that's turning the football over.
Yep.
If you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you remember you have the huge loss to the New Orleans Saints in prime time last year, and then you go on a tear. It's time to go on a tear. A win against the Indianapolis Colts can put this team exactly where they want to be, but it's not going to be easy.
I would agree, and just because they have Brady leading them and because they have so many people that were together last year, I can't imagine any doubt really creeps in, but they did play 2 poor games.
Yeah.
I just wonder, just as a final thought, it's a prove-it game, but the significance of the fact that it's on the road against this red-hot team, is there any added layer to that because of where the game is?
It's a huge significance. You just listen to Bruce Arians talk about how great it was to be home and the way that they've played on the road. Now you're going to play a monster team on the road, a team that's difficult to beat anywhere because their football travels anyway. Yep. But now you have to go to Indianapolis, and now you're thinking about the playoff picture. They're not going to get the bye, right? They went on the road and won football games last year. This was a great road team down to the end of the season. What are you going to be in this year's playoffs if you can't get everybody at Raymond James Stadium? I'm looking forward to see what they do this week against the Colts.
And there again, you see that playoff picture. This year, Look, every NFL year is entertaining and there's fascinating subplots. I just feel like the way teams' sort of identities and reps have changed within the body of a season, and nobody maybe more so recently than the Colts. I mean, they with the way Taylor's playing, how could you think anything other than that they're a threat?
I think what we know about the NFL this year is we know who stinks, right? We know who can't win it, but there are a handful of teams that can. With Jonathan Taylor playing the way that he is, the Colts are one of those teams that can win the whole thing and that no one wants to see in the playoffs.
I'm going to make myself tired of this thought, but I look at baseball and the Atlanta Braves. I feel like there are a bunch of teams in the NFL. They're going to go, man, that team was under 500 in August. They went out and got
themselves
some
in
dudes.
position.
They had the worst record when they got to the postseason. They had a parade because they won the whole thing. It's a chip in a chair, the old poker analogy. I feel like that this year in the NFL maybe more so than any other. All right, don't go anywhere.
See you later.
Because not that much later. Because the question about headlines and storylines